Morning, Jen. It's Friday. I'm just waiting for the neighbors to be done weed whacking their lawn so I can go show you the tomato forest. All right, my neighbors are finally done weed whacking their lawn. So I wanted to talk today about the tomato forest, this whole situation, and what we're gonna do differently next year, aside from not grow red currant tomatoes. Obviously that variety will not make it into our garden again. And it's not just the texture, the taste, the flavor, etc. of the tomato that makes me not want to grow them again. It is the fact that they're so aggressive. So it's kind of tough to see because the foliage is really all over the place, and I really do mean all over. But the way that the red currant grows, it vines out and it just takes over all of the space around it. So the way we have the garden set up is red currants closest to the trellis here by the green beans, then atomic grapes. On the outside we had Roma tomatoes. The vines from the red currant, they choked out the Roma and the atomic grapes. We got very small harvests of both of those this year, which I really wasn't expecting. So my concerns are, first of all, that the red currants, choked out those two varieties and really took up a lot of the nutrients and resources that those two varieties needed to produce thousands of tiny tomatoes that I don't like. So we've learned a lot. Next year, obviously not going to grow the red currants, but also we're going to give the other varieties some more space. And I want to do more research. I feel like gardening, I've said it before, gardening is continuous learning. We need to spend time learning about these different varieties and how to care for them, because they are nuanced between the different varietals and what they need, what they don't need, and what you're supposed to do with the suckers or leave them on or whatever. It's a lot and it's a little overwhelming. I think that this year I probably should have been more diligent about pulling suckers off of the other varieties, or not for some of the different varieties. We have another bed just so that they could be maximum producers. I should have fed them more consistently. And we definitely overwatered them. We also overwatered our peppers at the beginning of the season. The tomatoes needed less water too. They were not doing so well at first. So I've learned a lot, and I'm very thankful for that knowledge that I've gained over the season. It is a shame that the overproducer was a tomato that I didn't care for, but I'm still gonna grow tomatoes. It's not the end of the world, which I'm very proud of myself for saying that, because I think that 2 years ago, Rowan would have been very sad about this, and I would have felt discouraged. I would not have wanted to grow. There's a caterpillar interrupting my proud speech. Oh my god, gross. I think a few years ago I would have felt really discouraged, and I would have given up on tomatoes or gardening or really just everything. But I think I've grown a lot with my garden this year, and I'm content with that. I'm still scared of bugs. I'm gonna flip you around and show you one. Gross. Anyway, so that's kind of the hodgepodgey plan for next year for tomatoes. I think I'm just gonna keep ranting about red currants until they're all gone. We started cutting some of them out of the garden. They're literally all over. Let me show you how absolutely ridiculous this is. Okay, so if we go looking at the trellis, God, it's so bright. I left my sunglasses in our rental car in Minnesota and I never replaced them. Terrible decision. Anyway, so this is the top of the trellis, and you can kind of see, I hope you can see, the tomatoes are on top of it, using the vines from the green beans in a symbiotic relationship where they're just both climbing up the trellis together. Don't know what to do about it. So yeah, anyway, gonna have more space for these next year. Definitely gonna grow bigger varieties, probably more plants. I've made salsa from some of our slicer and the Roma tomatoes that we were able to harvest, and delicious. I think I'm forever gonna grow salsa, and we're gonna go this way because that caterpillar is creeping me out. Anyway, sorry for the random rant. It's midday Friday. I'm tired. This week was hard. I just want to talk about tomatoes like I always do. I hope your garden's going well. I'll see you soon. Bye.